Have you seen the film yet? And if so, what are your thoughts? I know you can't give any details, but were you surprised by anything, blown away?
No, it was pretty overwhelming. I couldn't. I feel like I have to watch it again to really process it all. That I'm in it, but also just it's pretty visually amazing, and the storytelling is so clear. And I'm surprised how emotional, I guess, it was. JJ didn't sacrifice character for spectacle in any way.
Right. Well, it's got such the other films have had such a spiritual element too, which I think is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
With the Force and everything. So I think that's why it resonates so much, well, at least with me, I should say. And how cool, man, of a character you play. I mean, you're like in this epic fraternity of bad guys with Darth Vader and the Emperor.
Right.
What, if you could describe Kylo Ren in one word, what would it be?
Reckless. I would say reckless. It's hard to do because reckless, I would say.
And when the trailer first came out and your lightsaber was first seen, and with the extra little deal, whoa, they got everybody freaking out right there. Were you aware of that, or was that something you suggested, or?
No, not at all. They had it all figured out before I got there, but it's such a big metaphor for the character that you kind of got this sense at any minute that it could not work, or that it was kind of unperfect, and it could at any moment spontaneously combust. I think it said a lot about who that person was. As far as how it operated, I didn't expect people to feel like Stephen Colbert answered that the best.
Right. Yeah. What about the color itself? It's such a cool color, but if you could have one in real life, what color would you choose?
Red. Yeah, it'd definitely be red.
Also, I like that you keep it with the bad guy. So at what point, Adam, were you on set, or what moment, I should say, did it really hit you like, man, this is Star Wars?
I'd say the first time was, it was like in September or something when I first got the call, and then it turned into months of like logistics and technical things. So I kind of like forgot about it, and like I travel, okay, we got to go to Pinewood, and that's it. And it wasn't really until I walked in for the first costume fitting in Michael Kaplan's office, who does the costumes for this, and there's surrounded by, the design for Han and Leia and all the new characters and stormtroopers, the new updated version of them, and that was the first time that I was like, oh my God, this is Star Wars. Yeah,
the kid in you sure got excited. And then what about that table read when you're sitting across from Harrison and Carrie, and have they given you any sort of insight or advice about this world?
No, they definitely were not the kind of like, let me sit you down and tell you what your experience is going to be. They're very generous and like let everyone have their own experience. But it's pretty surreal to be reading lines with people who are also in turn reading a new Star Wars movie for the first time with like a legacy cast of people.
I bet.
It's all very surreal.
Yeah, and working with JJ, talk a little about that.
Yeah, he's it sounds like such a hokey actor thing to say, but he's very amazing collaborator. And I would think the weight of something like Star Wars, for me, I would lose my mind and let everyone know it. But he couldn't have been more calm and surrounded himself, which is a talent in and of himself. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in it, but with people in the crew who couldn't have been more nicer and collaborative and smarter and good at their jobs.
Did you have a favorite original installment or character growing up?
No, I always liked the dark side, and that's like me saying that now in this movie, but that's always true. Always the bad guys were always more interesting to me.
Yeah, when you got to root for Darth Vader and stuff. Very cool. Well, congratulations on everything. I look forward to checking it out.
Thanks again. Nice meeting you.